Shoo! Okay, Gary.
Yes, sir.
Man, what day of the week is this, man?
Another bloody day.
Another bloody day on the streets, man. Hey, look, man. Before we jump into this thing, man, I woke up this morning feeling feisty. I'm pretty sure you did the same as well,
Yes, sir.
because you sent me a little something, man. And today we want to take a jab at the big boys, man. Look at this. Yeah. I remember back in the days, man, when I used to be heavy into CNBC and mainstream media. This is before the loss of credibility, of course. And they used to say things like, "What, crypto was not
It's
crypto
a
was
fraud.
scam." Crypto
Yeah,
was
it's a
fraud.
scam. Yeah, it's just gonna come and go just like that.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, man, the proof is sitting right before our face right now, man. These people realized that they were on the wrong side of history, and they're trying to right their wrongs, man. We will not fault them for that. Despite the horrible articles that they write talking about crypto, right? But they're learning just like us. It feels great to know that, hey, man, you thought about something a while ago, and the institutions were just on the wrong side of it. You know?
Yeah, we're killing it.
Hey, man, it's beautiful.
Wow, we were planting.
Listen, CNBC, if you need to learn more about crypto, man, make an appointment. Stop by. We'll talk to you guys. It's okay. We'll talk to you guys. Hey, man, that's fun. Hey, well, that's enough. Let's not make too much fun of them. They're learning about it like us, man. And but I will say this definitely proves a point that anyone can go out there and learn about investing, and you're going to be right because the information is the same, right? I don't think that the institutions are learning anything that the average person cannot learn. So there is that. But let's jump into the crypto markets, right? And do what we do, man, because we're pushing ahead there. Okay, Kenny.
And the crypto market is almost it's like the capital for many nations. 2.4 trillion.
Hey, that's a lot of money moving in crypto right now.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that 24-hour volume there. $218 trillion in the past 24 hours.
Yeah.
Bitcoin dominance, that's still falling.
Yes, it's falling. It's not like it's going anywhere. It's just that other coins are being identified to create value.
This is, but here's the thing. I think Bitcoin is still going to keep falling for a little bit. As a matter of fact, I think the Bitcoin is going to probably see like 53 to 52k before we start moving back up. That's just my prediction there. Ethereum, I think once we get to Scribble analysis, we will see that my Scribble analysis situation there.
Scribble technical analysis.
Hey, listen, man, if there was insider trading in Ethereum, maybe I'll be that guy. but hey, it's looking good, and there's some other cool stuff.
It's gone above 4,000 and it's staying above 4,000 at this point.
It is. But I do think it's overextended, and it has to pull back at some point.
Yeah.
So we'll keep an eye out on that, and we'll see how it goes. Let's jump into some crypto news, right? That's what I have today. The first thing I want to talk about here is going to be ICP, right? This is Internet Computer. This is a new, cryptocurrency that has shown up. Well, they always like to make it seem like it's just suddenly popped up, but it's something that has been in the works. And the beautiful thing about this, right? And can I just little story time? Can I drop a little story time here? And I think you can attest to this because you witnessed this, Kenny.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I mean, you've always known that I've not been a fan of Facebook, right? Yeah. And this ties back into this article. I've never really, the reason I did not like Facebook was because I just felt like it was too intrusive, right? It's not that I'm hiding anything, but I just felt like my information is not being respected. For these reasons, I left Facebook. I could sit around and cry about it, but I left Facebook. I've not really been on Facebook like that anymore. I only show up on it when it's for business. I do what I need to do and I leave. That's it.
Yeah.
But the problem is, Facebook followed everyone to WhatsApp, right? And we were on WhatsApp. We did a lot of stuff on WhatsApp. We did a lot of work on WhatsApp. We had groups on there. And what did I do?
You left again.
Instantly, dude. The moment I found out, once that update came through, I was like, I really do not like Facebook. Why are these people following me around? So, I was like, I don't like it. I'm not going to use it because guess what, man? There is a bunch of applications out here that you can use to accomplish the same thing. So if you don't like something, right, then you can change it. And for me, that was moving on to something like Signal, and I still enjoy Signal to this day. As a matter of fact, I donated to their campaign, so there is that, and I still enjoy Signal. Now, why do I not like Facebook? It's because of that intrusion, right? And so you have companies like Facebook, Apple, Amazon, big tech, that now control communication. They control business, right? If
It's
you want
almost
to,
like a monopoly in a way. So
it is
that
a monopoly.
if you have a similar idea
Yeah,
and you wanted to host it on their cloud system, like
yeah,
Apple's currently having the issue with
yeah.
one of the gaming companies. AWS did this with this company as well.
They did this with AWS. They did this with Parler. Right?
Yeah.
In fact, all of these guys did this with Parler, and you know, I think that is really a good example, and it's an example that a lot of people are using because it is something that is very recent in all of our memories, right? Parler is a company that they worked very hard to get to where they were. I mean, creating an app, creating a social media platform, and actually getting people on there, it's an incredible feat. And to have all these other companies decide that because we don't agree with you, now we're going to make you disappear.
I mean,
It's scary.
It's a little bit different because the payment gateway, just making sure that payment comes through them and
Right.
not through another external source.
Right.
That was where the disagreement was.
Well, true. Well, the one I'm talking about here is Parler. This was a conservative social media outlet.
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah,
Social
yeah,
media
yeah, yeah.
platform.
The social media,
Yeah, and like they got removed from
got kicked out of
AWS.
AWS. Yeah,
Apple deleted them from the App Store, and Android also deleted them from the App Store.
Yeah.
And I don't think any one company should have that kind of power, right?
yeah. But then you know, let's not make this quickly political.
It's not
You know,
about
it's
it's not about political. It's not about being political, right? I don't want to dive into the political aspect of it, right? It is just the simple principles, right? So imagine, let's say, I don't know. This is an extreme example, but I'm going to drop it anyway. Imagine a black social media platform comes out, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is a black social media platform. We're trying to push and show people that we're innovative and then someone is like, I don't know, man. All of us should be using the same platform. You know, we get it. You know, there's the black struggle, but all of you need to be on the same platform. Because of this, we're going to remove you." Would that be
Yeah, but
reasonable?
Paula was responsible for a lot of fake news, and they were building a lot of what you call them.
Right, but here's,
That
there is fake news on Facebook as well. There's fake news everywhere. If
Twitter
people
as well,
want to
yeah.
consume fake news, they're free to do that wherever they want to do it. If Paolo decides that, hey, fake news is our thing, cool. People who want it should be able to get it. The same way as people who want whatever is on Facebook should be able to access that as well. Imagine Apple removing Facebook from the Google store. I don't think that will fly over well, right? I don't think that should happen to anyone, regardless. This is the whole point of freedom, right? Not silencing people just because you don't agree. But now let's bring it back to this article because this comes full circle, okay? And this is what ICP is doing. We're talking about being able to host your own website directly on the blockchain, right? And it's also extremely secure because it's only firewalls, because you cannot hack the blockchain, because you're going to need more computing power than, I don't know, every computer that is on the blockchain.
yeah.
And I think that is a beautiful thing because you can host your own website directly without having to go through Amazon or whatever other services are out there, and you can moderate what happens on your platform as the person that is managing and hosting, I guess hosting the website, if you will. If you don't like what people are bringing onto your platform, you can kind of vote. There's a community system, and this is something that's already existing, right? And people are self-policing themselves, and it's working out great because humans overall are actually good. It's not as bad as they make it seem. So that is exactly what ICP is doing, and it popped up on a bunch of exchanges over the weekend.
Yeah.
Right? Coinbase,
Yeah.
Crypto.com, and I went ahead and I started building a
You
position.
can go to the crypto exchange real quick.
Right.
To show you it's already number 9 on the list.
Yes. So here we go. I think yesterday, I believe it was number 10, and it's been rising ever since, right? Currently around 317. I don't think that's updating in real time. If we jump over here, well, it is 317, 316 now.
Yeah.
So this is something that I'm very bullish on, and like we spoke, I added a little bit to it, and I'm just gonna keep adding it might pull back.
Yeah.
But the reason I did that is also because of watch lists, which is something that we're going to talk about in a little bit here.
Yeah. And on my side, I'm just waiting to have enough numbers to make a
Hey,
decision.
exactly. Right. So the good thing is I have it, so I'll always update you on what is happening with it. Right. So
Yeah.
ICP, definitely do some research on this. We're going to have the link to the full article in the description. Obviously, we don't have enough time to cover the whole article, but very interesting stuff there. Um,
Yep.
the next thing, right? This one is a bit more of a fun story here.
One story here.
Imagine you woke up one day and you say, "Hey, man, this is my $17, man. I'm gonna buy me some Shiba Inu."
Let's
Right?
go buy some Shiba.
Hey. And then all of a sudden, one weekend, your $17 has turned to $5.9 million. What is the first thing you're doing, okay, Kenny?
I'm checking out.
Solidify the gains, man.
Yes, sir.
Collect the profits, and I don't know, get into something else. Real estate, other business.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about
Reinvest
that
it.
too, man.
You know.
I'll be moving to something much more secure. I'll at least move a huge percentage into
Hey,
something much secure, which is probably real estate.
hey.
Get some dividend stocks with some value companies.
Listen,
You
man.
know,
I want a piece of real estate in Monaco. So
go and focus on one of my major projects. Do it full time.
there you go.
That's
Hey,
it.
I think that's a beautiful thing, man. And I think this is the incredible thing about what crypto is doing these days, right? It is really changing the lives for some people. So it's incredible. But Shiba Inu still doing some analysis on this, and I think that there is still a potential for it to grow. As I do more research on it, I also learned that it is built on the Ethereum blockchain, and this means that there's a lot more that can be done to it. It can be improved
Value.
over
Yep.
time,
Yep. Yep.
and it's not inflationary, right? So there's a limited amount, and even though like right now the supply is out of control, it's it's insane, but it can be burned, right? Like, so for example, I think they sent a chunk of Shiba Inu to the founder of Ethereum's wallet once it was created, and I think that there's still a lot of potential here, and I'm just gonna keep keeping an eye on it.
Yeah. Plus, it's a Chinese product, and China is the number two world economy right now. So
Hey,
it's
not
Chinese
always,
people adopt it.
not always a bad idea.
So that's a good idea.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you see, 50% of the total supply was locked in Uniswap to provide liquidity, right? And the other 50% was given to Buterin, that is Vitalik Buterin, the founder of Ethereum. And the difference with this is that it is built on the Ethereum blockchain and it has that flexibility versus Dogecoin, where Dogecoin is its own coin, right? It's this is a token and Dogecoin is a coin. So with Dogecoin, it's on its own network, on its own blockchain, and that is what it is. So moving on, there is some interesting stuff here that you're going to talk to us about today. Inflation and the
So,
market.
so this article here is from Financial Samurai,
Right.
and there's been all this talk about inflation and interest rates, and the question now is how does it impact the market, right?
Absolutely.
As we can all see, another bleeding day today. And the news came out yesterday that inflation actually went up higher than expected. And when you have inflation, that basically means that there's a lot more money in the market than goods.
Right.
So the only way you can fix that is for you to increase interest rates, so that, even though, so think of you as a company, right? You've borrowed money, right? And there's a lot of money in the market, less goods. So goods start getting expensive. So, I wanted to build a deck, you got to pay more money for the deck because of lumber is more expensive. That's when you start having inflation. That's basically the information. The definition of inflation is that more expensive goods, too much money in the market. How do we fix this? You increase the interest rates. So what basically we're trying to say here now is this: the Feds, for us to fix this bleeding days that we're having, the Feds might actually have to increase interest rates. That's the only way we're going to stop the bleeding. And this article was just giving us some historical information as to how the Feds have fixed this in the past.
Right.
This is a 1971 diagram here, and just showing you that that's a 20. The market's S&P 500, for example, goes up an average of 20% once the interest rate gets increased. So we should be expecting some interest rate increases pretty soon.
Awesome. And
Which
looking
means
at,
that as a company, maybe you cannot take, yeah,
yeah. Now I was just gonna say we're looking also down here and
which
just looking at some more historical data as well.
yeah,
Give us some more
yeah,
details on
yeah.
this here with the sectors.
Yeah, so these are the different sectors in the market, right? So as an investor, you need to know this different sectors. So if you're buying Facebook, which when earlier when you were mentioning about your dislike for Facebook, I was a
Right.
Facebook, Twitter investor at those times. I'm still sort of in my ETFs, not the full, not the direct investor into those stocks anymore. But that said, though, you need to know the different sectors. So you have the consumer directory, you have the consumer staples, energy, technology, industrials. Industrials is heavily Dow, the Dow Jones, and as you can see, the Dow has been going down heavily. Nasdaq and S&P are some of where those the FANG stocks are located, right?
Right.
So we went heavy into energy at the beginning of the year,
We did.
and we're still very heavy into IT,
Tech as
and
well.
then we
Yeah.
have some healthcare here and there, and then we have some utilities here and there, and of course you have the value stocks, right, and the growth stocks. Those are the ones.
Of course.
So that said, though, they would eventually go up once this chart is just basically show you how much they've gone up once they increase the interest rates. So if you start hearing that interest rates are gonna go up, start looking at this chart and say, hey, which industry should I be buying stocks in? As you
Yeah.
can see, IT is still the top number one out there. Energy is next. So, which are the stocks that we invested in? It just sucks that we have some options in these areas,
Yeah.
and the earlier they report the increase in interest rates, the earlier we can recover from the damages.
Exactly. And now that kind of ties into your next
And I was,
article
and
here. Go ahead. Because I was
yeah,
thinking what you were explaining there really
yeah, and
ties in nicely to the next one. That's what I was going to bring up, but I'll let you take that. Go ahead.
yeah. That was what I was saying earlier. That as a company, if you wanted to take loans, you might want to take those loans now before the interest rates go up. But it's kind of counter each other because you need to take the loans to do business.
All right.
But business is even more expensive to do now because the price of the goods are expensive.
More
But
expensive.
the revenue generations actually tend to go higher. It's weird, but you have more revenue. You make a lot more revenue when you have deflation, not
Yeah,
when you
and,
have
and that's the
inflation.
thing, right? Because I think
Just
right now there is definitely a group, a significant group that has a lot of cash, right? They're holding on to cash, and as the economy
yep.
keeps to open, as the economy continues to open, we're going to have more spending, more activity,
Hmm.
and it will make sense. Like once these prices are up, you kind of have to do something to cause that deflation effect, right? To pull back some of that money from the economy so that things
Yeah.
are stable again.
Yep.
So, yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
So, moving on to the second article here, which really ties into what you were talking about on the first one. During these down days, I know people get discouraged and
Yeah.
want to get out and all that kind of stuff, but you could also look at it as an
Mhm.
opportunity to go out and buy. Talk to us
Yeah.
more about the what people can be doing while things are kind of moving downward right now.
Yeah. So there are two lines of thoughts. Again, of course, we are not
Oh,
we're not
let me
financial
take this. Okay, let
advisors.
me take this one. Let me take this one. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not financial advice. We are not financial advisors. Anything you hear here is for entertainment and education purposes only. Please do your own research and invest wisely. How was that one?
Yep. Yes, sir. That was
Hey,
good.
man.
So as you see this really down days, right? So the Dow is down 200 points. The S&P and Nasdaq, I
All right.
think the Nasdaq is down like 34 points, right? They're like, oh, you either do a put if you're trading options, you want to do some puts. There are
Right.
actually opportunities in the market during this kind of days. You want to look at maybe company earnings, and for example, a company that will really keep a close eye on is Fubo TV. We have some shares of them. Um, the, their numbers came out last night or so, I believe,
Right.
and the stock just basically jumped up today. So we're
Hey,
looking good on Fubo TV, right? And
beautiful.
then you can also say, okay, what's going on in the news? Let me see what's going on. There's the whole conversation about what's going on with Amazon,
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos selling his shares, now not having to pay the EU the $300 million in taxes. All these things could impact our stock moves, right? So then you go look at how the stock is doing. It's like, do you now do a put or do you do a call if you're doing options,
Mm,
so on and so forth. So yeah, you need to keep your eye out into the news to see what's going on. The fact that it's red does not mean that there are not stocks within the market that are doing well on that day.
exactly. I think red when things are down, right? There is that saying, when there is blood in the streets, there is money to be made. So,
Yeah,
um, you know, these moments when things are down, I know people get discouraged, but this is shopping time, man. And there are a few gems in there, like
yeah,
Fubu, right? When we got Fubu, it was kind of one of those times when it was the price action, the stock itself was kind of going through some turmoil, right? And now
hmm
we kind of strategically got in, and now it's looking good, right? Wendy's is another one of
yeah,
those.
yeah,
So is Amazon. I mean, Amazon is overpriced, but it is
yeah.
it is an option. It is out there, right? So, moving on here, shall we jump into some scribble analysis, sir?
Yes, sir. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Oh man, I'm excited for this. Where do we begin on this one? I do want to do some scribble analysis on Bitcoin as well. Can we start from Bitcoin, then jump into everything else?
Yeah, sure,
All
sure,
right, there we go.
sure,
So
sure, sure.
Bitcoin sitting at 55K right now. We're looking at a daily chart right there. There was a point in time when I thought that Bitcoin was going to make that move. It was somewhere around there, right? But
Mhm.
it's been disappointing, to say the least. For some reason, there was this massive selling pressure around the time when Elon went on Saturday Night Live, but Bitcoin has just been looking very weak. I think that this thing is going to pull back to maybe, yeah, where do we have there?
That's support
52,
level right there. Yeah,
52,
we have
51. Yeah, let me drop a line.
yeah 52 maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop a line there. Horizontal
This is
line.
daily chart. Yeah, it's a daily chart.
All right, so there we go. So it may not be all the way down to 51 exactly, but I think we would
Yeah,
at least make it somewhere there, before maybe a move up, and it will move up, right? So let me whip out this scribble action. So this is what I'm thinking. Down there, maybe a little bit flat, and it's going to break back above this channel, which we put here at some point before making that upward move. Damn, I was trying to make an arrowhead
yeah.
trading. Hey man, I'm getting better at those tools. But yeah, so that's what I think we're looking at there. What do you think?
Yeah. I do think it's still pulling back along that channel
Right.
before it goes back up, unless there's some drastic news that changes things. But based on the current trend lines,
Mm,
we should expect some more downward movement before it goes up.
if it goes up, absolutely. Now, Ethereum, man, listen. Okay, again, as you see, as I made that, as I drew that line there, the thing has been on rails. You know, we're
Oh, dude, it touched it.
we barely just touched the line, the resistance line which I put there, and it hit that line and pulled right back. And
So, according to your diagram, it's time for it to start coming back down.
exactly, according to my diagram, it's time for it to start coming back down. Now it's because first of all, man,
Yeah.
look at this thing. It's overextended, man. It is way overextended. How much more can it keep climbing, realistically? Right. I mean, this climb has been happening since what? We are 2300. From
hmm
2300, it's been a steady move up. Let's see. That would be. Let me whip out my ruler here. I'm gonna start from here to where we are now. Well, that's been an 87%, sorry, 89% increase, right? From the
Yeah.
time that we got that entry signal there. It's moved up 89%. Now, can it keep moving up? Yeah, probably, but I think there has to be a pullback before it keeps moving up. Personally, I will not exactly enter Ethereum at this point. I will definitely wait for that pullback. What do you think?
Yeah. We just like your diagram did there. You
Mm-hmm.
are right there at the top of that curve
Right.
before it went down. That's kind of where you are right now.
Yeah.
If you go left, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like at the
Based
top
on
of this
your
curve.
scribble analysis. No,
Right.
the second one is that way.
Oh,
Yeah.
this one.
So yeah, we should. Is that where
If
you
it's
are
like,
now,
no,
or
no,
is that the
no, no,
second
no,
one?
that's not right. I'm up here. So like down here, I'm moving
Okay.
up, right? This
Yep.
where you see the red
Yep.
here, that is my pullback here,
Yep.
and then from
Okay.
there
Okay.
it
Okay.
moves up again. So
It's gone up.
which is this leg. From here at this
Yep.
resistance point, that will be represented by this top here. I'm expecting it to pull
Okay.
back, right?
Okay.
And then when it starts pulling back, and I'm expecting it to pull back to about. I don't want to call this a support level, man. I just don't think it's solid enough. I'm thinking it's probably going to pull back to like 21, especially during the
Dang, that's
bull
an
market.
aggressive pullback.
Hey man, listen, this is crypto, man. This is crypto. Things can
Oh,
happen.
I can see what you're saying. So if interest rates goes up on the stock market and people start switching their money out of crypto back into the regular exchange, then we can see a major pullback in some crypto stocks, crypto coins or
Well,
tokens before it
here,
pulls back up.
here's the thing. The thing is, you gotta remember when it comes. That is what you're describing there. That is like institutional activity, right? They're like moving money back and forth and just shaking the waves everywhere.
Yeah.
But I also want to point out that most institutional money right now is actually in Bitcoin and not Ethereum.
Oh.
So some of them
Well,
might get out, but
can
I think that Ethereum is heavily retail investors. That's just me, because I haven't exactly heard so much buzz about a bunch of companies buying Ethereum, but they've all bought Bitcoin. They drove the price of Bitcoin like crazy.
That's true.
You know.
All
So
right.
we'll see what happens there. The other thing we can look at is also the picks from yesterday. You had American Airlines yesterday, right? That is still, I think that's still hanging out, right? Hey,
Down today, though.
there's still time to get in, right? Not much has
Yeah.
happened yet, so. And my my pick from yesterday was ICX. I don't think much. Dude, why can I can never get that one corrected. All right. Not much has happened to it yet. As a matter of fact, it's pulling back, and I'm a little bit bearish on this right now. I don't know why it's pulling back, but yeah, we'll do some research on it. Now let's talk about picks. Your next pick. There's a couple things. We have Fubo, which is something that you mentioned, right? Fubo was one of your picks. Why did you pick this one?
Well, it's a company that we believed in. It's actually pointed down, which is interesting. It's a company that we've picked a long time back that we've been monitoring.
Yes.
And I'm looking at, the trends are changing. So I'm looking at the RSI, the MACD, the TTM squeeze, and okay, is it time for it to turn around? Right, the numbers look great yesterday.
Yeah.
So and their adoption rate is moving at an extremely fast rate.
All right.
So it's something to keep a really close eye on. It gapped up, as you can see there.
I think it's gonna fill that gap and move back up. What do you think?
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so.
Kind of happens all the time there.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you see that gap there, and it has to fill that gap, but it's just been pulling back since that gap. It did move up here. Move down again some more.
Yeah, but at the hour right now, so you're looking at the 2-hour charts, should continue to move up. But then if you look at the daily charts, it looks like the trend is.
I think that's it's looking like a. Now there was this. I think this was like some sort of like a short squeeze situation.
Okay.
But we're glad that it's back to like a normal level.
Yeah.
Maybe like some sort of like a semi cup and handle situation.
Yeah. Or it could just. There. Yeah, or it could just go sideways for a while.
Exactly. So I like it that we're in it and we're actually doing. Yeah, we're doing good at this, right?
Yeah, we're doing really good.
Okay. There we go.
Yep.
All right. Now you had another one. Hertz.
Yeah.
I'm laughing because this one hurts. hurts. Oh man. Here we go, man. I've started with it. Yeah, man. I'm entering the Cheesy Jokes Association, man.
Yeah.
What
it's
is it?
HRZGQ. HRZ. Yeah.
There we go. We had an eye on this one, and while we're here, man, I think let's talk about watch list. The benefits and the downfalls of a watch list, because we knew this was coming. We were watching this for a long time,
Yep.
right? We're watching this for a long time, but for some reason we did not get into
Yeah,
it.
that was the conversation of them getting out of bankruptcy in November, and then 60 cents, and then 70 cents, and we're like, yo, we need to get in. Um, but we talked about it, we added it to our watch list, and then we
Right.
missed. We were basically looking somewhere else, and
Mm.
this happened.
And that's the thing. So I think it's great to have a watch list because you can just keep these things on there and watch them. But the reality is, a lot of times, man, you put stuff on your watch list. At least for us, it's like we put stuff on our watch list. We know what is coming. We've done our research. We're like, yeah, this is gonna be, and we're waiting for that entry point. But then we miss it, and then the next time we look at it, it's like, oh man, we did not get into that, and it's
Yeah,
totally left us.
our entry point was $1.50
Mm.
after it passes the 0.382 Fibonacci,
Right.
and we missed it. Maybe we even got a notification, but maybe we're not at our workstation when that happened. Then
Exactly.
I don't know how. I don't know how we missed this guy.
Yeah. So what I've decided to do is on crypto, at least for crypto, I just get a small piece of the crypto, right? And say if you're doing it with stocks, I guess maybe you just buy one share,
Yeah,
and now it's in your face all the time because when you open your portfolio, it's gonna be there, and it's either gonna be gaining or it's gonna be losing. And then
yeah,
if it's losing, I'm able to just be like, oh, that is losing, and I'm more inclined to take a look at it and either average down to keep building that position, or if it's moving up and I think that this is a good time to get in, and I just go ahead and load. Now
yeah.
that is just me personally. I'm sure everyone has their own way they would go about it.
Yep. Just the lessons learned along the way.
Absolutely. Nice. Now,
But man, we could have
go ahead.
at 60 cents, we could have bought several,
You know, we
probably like 100,000
we
shares of
thinking
us.
about it now, we should have done exactly that, man, because there was not much to lose, but we were just being extra careful, right? Because at the end of the day, we also do
It's
have.
a bankrupt company coming out
Yeah,
of bankruptcy.
exactly. So you kind of want to,
Similar
play.
to Playboy as well. We were looking at Playboy at $6,
Dude,
and we didn't take action on that.
Playboy, like they finessed me, man. Left me in the dust, bro. I was looking at it and I was like, okay. And the next thing you know, I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. But it was too late.
Late.
But
Can't
these things
chase.
happen, and just,
Yeah.
we'll just be better
P-
next time. That's all. Now,
PLBY is Playboy. I want to show that.
PLBY,
BY.
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
This. I will be honest. When Playboy came out, I didn't take it serious because I was like, dude, man, this thing is dead. No pun intended.
Yeah,
RIP to
nobody's reading no magazines no
yeah,
more.
man. No one is reading magazines, man. And when this came out, I was like, But hey, man, it seems they have figured out something that works. Whatever it is, it's just not been a company that I've been that interested in. But it made that big move there. Would have been a great exit point. We'll see how much is going to fall. Right now, it's
Oh,
falling,
yeah.
and who knows? We might find an entry point to move back up
Yeah.
if it moves up again.
Yeah.
My recommendation for the day, recommended to myself, my pick for the day is going to be ICP, right? I just spoke about it, right? Internet.
Actually, instead of the
Computer.
daily, look at the 2 hour.
Oh yeah,
It's trending
absolutely.
upwards.
Let's see here, 2 hours. There's zero internet. Well, not much data really going on. Let's drill in down some more. We're looking at a 30-minute chart now, starting to build a little bit of something. It's been trending downwards ever since it launched, but this is one of those ones that I want to be able to track it at all times. I want that when a notification goes off on my phone telling me that something is moving down, because most of the time when you get a notification instantly, it's because they're notifying you on positions you have, right? And it's saying like, oh, this is down 5%, this is down 10%. I want this to be in there because it increases my chances of seeing it as well. I'm just trying to stack the odds in my favor here. So I didn't buy much at all. It was just like a little bit. It could be $10, $20, whatever. But now I'm able to keep tracking it, right? And that's what I've done here. I just bought a little bit so that I can keep tracking it, and I'm going to keep loading into it because I think this is going to the moon and beyond.
Yeah, you need to show me how to add this
Oh,
ratio.
the profit
Yeah,
loss
profit
situation.
loss issue.
I
Yeah.
got you, brother. Actually, we'll do it. Let me just point it out here because someone might need it too. So it's under here. So if
Yeah.
you're taking a long position, you just click on that one, and then you would enter it. Let me delete it and just put it back. There we go. Long position, right? And we'll start from wherever we are right now,
Mm-hmm.
and it just draws a chart upward and downward, and gives you like a risk ratio
Relationship plus, yeah.
situation, and yeah, all that good
Yeah.
stuff. Profit loss activity as it moves up, he would just calculate that for you, and that's what that is there.
Okay.
Right. But yeah, so I'm very bullish on this. The other one I'm bullish on, listen, okay, Kenny, I told you this morning when I got up this morning, I text Kenny, and I was like, Kenny, listen, man, Shiba is going to buy me a Hellcat, and I'm going to call it the crypto cat or the Shiba cat. But Kenny was like, no, you have to put it in real estate. And I was like, yeah, but you can't put real estate cat on a license plate. It's too long. Yeah. Um, but let's take another look at
Shib.
Shib
Essentially,
and
yeah, essentially.
oh, dude, it's still falling right now. And oh, actually did some scribble analysis on this.
Yeah.
And my let's move out to the where did we do this on the 2 hour chart?
So, yeah.
Okay, that was my scribble analysis, which is now
Yeah.
clearly proving to be completely wrong.
Wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as it's falling, I think I'm going to average down.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if it falls a little bit more than that. So let's see. I'm going to move this over to because now we are currently at what 0 2.
If it if it
Yeah,
comes back up at that point, that'll be a double bottom, which means it's gonna go up.
yeah. I think it's actually going to hold support here, dude. I think furthest, like worst case scenario, we might get down to here, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think we might find some support here. I hope we do. That'll be interesting. But I'm just going to drop a line here real quick. So, where are we? Actually, let's put this here. This is the worst case scenario.
Mm-hmm.
And I think from there, we should be able to find support and move up from there. So, if it
On,
does,
on the technical basis, though,
right.
right there is where you'll put the support at 0.
Wait, repeat that?
If you follow in technical analysis and the fibs,
Yeah.
the 0 line on the fib is a really strong support.
Yes, this is a very strong support.
Yeah,
Now,
that's another.
yeah, and that's what I think. I think it can hold the support here,
Yeah.
but should it break down from there, right? And I think
Yeah.
that is somewhere is going to stop somewhere around there because we don't want it to go to 0. But no, I think that this is something that I'm very bullish on, and I'm just gonna keep adding on to it, and we'll see what happens. It might be crazy, um, but and I know a lot of people think it's just another garbage coin, but Dogecoin was a garbage coin, so don't follow me, but watch me be stupid if you will. But yeah, there we go, and that's all I have for today. Now let's roll into our educational section. You actually have something very interesting here, Kenny. Take it
Yeah.
away.
So a lot of people ask us, okay, you guys show this all the time, but I still don't know what stock. How do you guys pick which stock to invest in?
Right.
And then we'll pull this up. This is an article from Zach. I want to scroll up a little bit, show Zach's logo. So yeah, that's Zach.
There we go.
He does a lot of research and just gives you a lot of information to just help you make better decisions on investing. And when you make an investment, you either do it through fundamental analysis, which involves getting all these numbers and figuring out how much the stock is actually worth before you invest in the company.
Of course.
And that's a quantitative analysis, putting a couple of numbers together, figuring out what the capex for the company is. So that's another way to look at the company. A lot of people ask, how do you do that? There's a lot of YouTube videos on that. We can do one for you in the future.
Yep.
And then there's also social trends. Is there a lot of noise about this company? What's talking about it? What's going on? You don't want to be at the end of it. You want to be at the beginning of all that noise. So that's another way how you make a decision on what to get in. Those are usually short-term investments. You just get in, you get out before the noise is gone.
Absolutely.
Also, political factors. This sometimes helps you figure out, okay, do I get in? Do I get out? So, NEO, for example, when US and China's relationship was good, everything was great, we were buying. But now, this whole conflict between the US and China, that's affecting a lot of Chinese stocks. Xiaoming, NEO, Li, Xpeng, all this auto IT companies started getting impacted. Alibaba. Anytime a news comes out that there's issues with American and Chinese relationship, those stocks usually have a little pink downwards. So yeah, you
Absolutely.
want to look into that as well. Corporate culture, companies that have really good culture, you probably want to invest in those. And because you know that that value has value, that company has value. Apple, for example, right? They have really good corporate culture. Or Coca-Cola, for example, they also have really good corporate culture.
Yep.
This is how you make decisions on which company that you invest in.
Investing. Absolutely.
That is,
Well,
yeah.
hopefully that was very informative. I liked it. I think that was a really good article. We're going to have the link to this article as well in the description if you want to read more about it. Definitely click away. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Subscribe.
And share the video with your friends as well. It really means a lot to us. We're trying to get up to the mighty 1K followers, and it will mean a lot to us if we can get there together. Well, other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's all we have for today. We are dropping podcast every Wednesday. Actually, that means there's going to be a podcast today.
Oh yeah,
Oh
wonderful
yeah,
interview
I'm
with
excited for that one.
a
It's,
realtor expert,
uh,
David Zeff.
David F. It's going to be a great podcast. We're going to be posting that this evening. Keep an eye out, and until next time, cheer out.
Double O out.